Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my first thoughts on Overwatch. So, I'm learning to do some new things with Premiere Pro, which I use to edit these days, and, well, I couldn't get the voiceover thing to work right away, and the guide I watched was like, just do it like this. I was like, oh, that's easy, and then that wasn't working. It's like, wait, what? So then I found, like, another guy, and it's like, oh, hey, this is good. Let's talk about Overwatch. I like the game. It's very good, but is it worth 60 bucks? Well, this is my first thoughts on it. Right now it's still early beta, so they can obviously change things and do all that kind of stuff. But first, I want to talk about the heroes. The most important part of this game is its heroes, classes, champions, villains, bad guys, good guys, whatever. So let's go with the offensive characters. The offensive characters are Soldier 76, Reaper, Pharah. I should really have a list up of these champions. Hold on a second, I'm gonna do this live. Fuck it, I'll do it live. Anyways, so you have these offensive characters that where is? There it is. I should have like another website up because I don't know all the heroes. So that's not gonna help. But your offensive characters are Soldier 76, Reaper, Pharah. I'll see them as they show up. But these people, oh, Genji, there we go, Genji. I think there's like 5 of them, like Genji, Reaper, Soldier 76, Pharah. I think there's one more. Reaper, Genji, whatever. So the offensive characters, they should be good at doing offensive things. They should be good at pushing points, getting to the points, killing the enemy team, and knocking them out. Well, some of them are, and some of them aren't. Pharah is great. Pharah flies up in the air, drops fucking bombs from the sky. She's just like boom, boom, boom. You know, good. It's good area damage. Obviously, it's rockets. So if you played Quake back in the day, this would be your thing. You know, you would be the rocket guy. You jump in the air and like boom, 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 and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. Then there is who else is there? Soldier 76. Right here, it's Pharah's ultimate. She rains death from above, or justice from above. Justice rains from above. Where I think it's what it was called Barrage, where she just rains rockets from the sky. Obviously, you can just sit on the ground and do it, but thematically, RP wise, you would rather go up in the air and just be like, rockets from the sky. Oh, Tracer. That's right, Tracer. The character. Probably the most thematical character in this game, I wouldn't say that, but the most, Blizzard's probably mascot of this game. There we go. She can rewind time and teleport and blink and run really fast. She's got her weapons are kind of weak. She's a very weak character in terms of health-wise, damage-wise. She's supposed to be kind of a nuisance. Like, she just deals silly amounts of damage. She's very silly at doing damage, as in like kind of bad silly. She wasn't made to be like an upfront champion. She's made to kind of run around the target, and blink around the target, and all that kind of stuff. So that's her thing. Then there's Soldier 76, who I really like a lot. You know, old Call of Duty player. He just runs around with a machine gun. Or assault rifle, and he runs around with a assault rifle, and he can sprint. He's the only guy that can sprint in this game, so that's his thing. He can sprint, he can throw down a little heal thing, and he's got a rocket or a grenade launcher on his assault rifle. His ultimate is an aimbot, basically. He goes, "I have you in my sights." McCreed is a second. That's another guy. I keep forgetting McCreed. So, you know, he's got like a lane bot. He's like, "Oh, I have you in my sight." It's pretty fun. Then there's Reaper, who is, emo person's wet dream. You know, he just runs around going, "Die, die, die." That's his ultimate. His ultimate, he can, he can teleport around the map. He can kind of go into like a kind of a phase world where he phases away, becomes immune to damage. Nothing can really hit him. He's just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. He's great at flanking some of the defensive characters. He's great. He's very good at close range combat because shotguns, obviously. And then there's Tracer. Let's see. Then there's McCreed. McCreed, his ultimate His abilities is a flashbang. He uses a pistol, not a pistol, a magnum. Excuse me. He uses a magnum. He goes bang. He's Clint Eastwood, basically. He is. I bet you inspired by Clint Eastwood very well. He's got his left click is like bang bang bang. His right click is he fires all shots like bang 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 bang. Like that. This is it's a lot. It's just RP wise, it's a lot of fun, but it doesn't really work out that well. But it's very inaccurate in a way to explain it. Obviously, because you're just shooting it. But then he's got like a flashbang. It's like a 2.5 stun. I kind of wish it was a bit longer because some characters have stuns that last a good 4 seconds. His stun is literally like just it's a flashbang, of course, right? Or like it should be a bit longer because there are targets, and the destructibility in the opener of this game is a lot of fun. They give you like a minute just to shoot the room up. If you're like an offensive player, you just shoot the room. You're just like bang, 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 the fire hydrants or the fire extinguishers are rolling around the rooms. You can make boards spin. That's a lot of fun. But back to the characters. I wanted to mention that. Back to the characters. Who else is it? We talked about Tracer. We talked about McCree. Talked about Reaper. Talked about Soldier. Pharah. Am I missing one? If I miss one, please let me know. Because I still haven't played this game with Soldier. Okay, so defensive characters. Well, the defensive characters, for example, defensive characters are Mei, Bastion, Torbjorn, Hanzo, Genji. There we go, Genji. I played very little of Genji. He's not my style of character. He's a robotic ninja. He runs around slicing with shurikens. He throws shurikens around. He does quite some good damage, actually. He's very fast. He's got like a blade charge where he just like charges. He goes whooshing. That's like kind of like a shift. He's got the ability to block bullets and send them back at his target. For instance, a Bash should be shooting at you. You block bullets and he could have someone next to him. You could point the bullets back at that guy and have Bastion technically kill his teammate, and it's hilarious. Or you could have it, deflect Torbjorn's back at Torbjorn's turrets. So if a lot of range characters come at you, you just block all their bullets and try to close the gap as quickly as possible. Now defensive characters. Here we go. Defensive characters I have more fun with than the offensive characters because the offensive characters are very weak in times. The defensive characters should be great at being offensive. They should call your mother fat, being very offensive. Now defensive characters. Defensive characters, in my personal opinion, right now, are stupid strong. For instance, Mei. She is very good right now. She has an ice block that basically heals her to full. She has a wall that she has like an ice wall that she throws up in the air that blocks off a root. So it lasts a good. It takes a lot of damage too. For ice, it takes a lot of damage. It's very thick ice. She has her main weapon. Everyone has like one weapon. That's it. She has like a little freeze ray that freezes the target over time. Again, it's another 3 to 4 second stun, very annoying. And then see how she sprays it, just slows you. It's got a lot of ammo in it, but it takes a very long time for it to slow. Her ultimate is a blizzard that she throws on the ground. It's her little. You'll see it's her little robot friend thing she throws on the ground, and it just my brain turned off. It should just there's people AFK this game all the time. It's like Heroes, they just give up and the match isn't over yet. But anyways, so then there's what else is there? There's Bastion. Bastion is a robotic turret guy. You basically find a corner, sit there, and spray. Simple as that. He's got a repair. He's got a little shield in front of him. That's all he can do. It's cool. Personally, that's no fun because you're just like, oh, look at me. I just sit there as a turret and wait for the enemy one by one. 99% of Bastion's play the games I've seen have been enemies just coming around the corner one by one. He just going brr, 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 and then just like reloads, and then it repeats the same process. It's like just find a route, switch to a different character. I've always played Reaper when there's a Bastion around because I can, I can port to Bastion, get behind him, and be like, boom, boom, if I'm allowed to. But sometimes you simply just can't get behind it because his team is supporting him. If the defensive team is supporting Bastion very well, Bastion will do very good. Bjorn, the guy that builds turrets. I love that. That's another thing. I'm gonna go off track here for just a second. Is when like people pop their ultimates and they're like, it's hot, and they die, and it's like you can still hear them die. It's fucking hilarious. It's like, you died, and then ouch. And then oh, that's right. Bastion's ultimate is he turns into a tank, and he just goes nuts. He's just a fucking robotic tank that just blows shit up. Turret goes into a tank. Who would have thought? He's a transformer basically. Torbjorn, he's another defensive character, obviously, and because I'm on defense list now, and he heals, or he doesn't heal. He builds a turret, and he's, for instance, the engineer from Team Fortress 2. He builds turrets. He builds a turret, not turrets. He builds a turret and a location that is. He builds turrets in the location. He builds a turret in a location usually. If it was, with him, when you pair him with Bastion, it's very strong. It's a very good pairing. You have Bastion, Torbjorn. Torbjorn watches Bastion's back, or Bastion watches Torbjorn's back. And Torbjorn's got this little pistol. He doesn't deal very much damage. It's just a turret. He has also an ability where he places armor on the ground. Most of those guys I've seen never place armor on the ground, which is stupid. Like, armor is very helpful in this game. Having a character that can shield you helps out. It can turn the tide of battles. That's one thing I do want to go back on Reaper. He's very weak at long range. He's not a long range character. Definitely, he's I'm in your face kind of guy. So that's just, I forgot to mention that. So if you're gonna play Reaper, be sure to be in someone's face. Don't because that's his thing. You can use your shift to get close. But let's see, one more. Why do I do that? So then there's what's other defensive characters? Torbjorn. Oh, Hanzo. Hanzo is a very good defensive character. He has a bow and arrow, a dragon ultimate. He can fire off a arrow that shoots ahead, or you can shoot it, and it'll land in a location. It'll land in a location, and it will show any enemies that kind of walk through that location. Then he has like a multi-shot arrow that will land and just spread arrows everywhere. It's a one-shot if you directly hit a target from what I've seen. And when I've done it, it's like, oh wow, if you hit him like in the foot, it'll one-shot because it'll bounce up and go into it. Then let's see, Hanzo, Bastion, Torbjorn, Mei. I think I've talked about Mei. Bastion, Torbjorn, Hanzo. There's one more. I don't think he's played it very much. Where's she? I don't remember. But now having both defensive and offensive players doesn't really matter, because some characters are better at offense than a defensive character. For instance, Reaper can play both offensive and defensively. Both offensive and defensive characters are good at doing their objectives. For instance, Mei. The few matches I played as Mei, I actually played offensively, and I did pretty good, so. And, it's just a fact that, so yeah. I'm trying to remember the other guy. Widowmaker. Widowmaker is a sniper. Her sniper deals a lot of damage if you charge it up. But however, most people just spray with the sniper because it's, why not? They don't know how it really works. But if you charge it up and wait, if you're a very patient sniper and you get a headshot, it's a one-shot. Just the same thing with Hanzo. If you charge up his bow, boom, it's a one-shot. Now, tanks. Well, there are, I think, 5 tanks. There's D.Va, Watson, Reinhardt, that Russian, Watson, D.Va, Reinhardt, Russian chick. I think there's one more, but I forgot. I could be wrong. Honestly, I really could be. But that's the 4 I remember because it's the 4 I've played. Diva, Reinhardt, Watson. Reinhardt, Diva. Yeah, whatever. So Reinhardt, we'll start with Reinhardt. Reinhardt is probably one of my favorite tanks. He runs around with a shield, and I've played all of the classes once or twice. Not some of them I have barely played. I'm like, yeah, I don't really like this one's not my thing. So that's like, there's like Reinhardt. He runs around. He has a little shield that you get behind, and he blocks all bullets and attacks. And your team could sit behind him and just shoot from behind because you can shoot from shields. Wonderful. And shoot. So yeah, and then he has like a little E that flings like a line of death at people, which is pretty cool. It hurts. If he hits you with it, it's gonna hurt because it goes through you multiple times too. And then he then has a there's the offensive mate. He has a shield, a charge, and he has his big ass hammer. He waves his hammer around like a man. He's got balance, right? He can balance his hammer for days, like Then there's the Russian chick who I only played once because she was no fun. Like she didn't feel strong enough to be a tank. Like her thing is she shields her DPS. She shields the team. She shields herself and her team. And the thing is with the shields, though, if I remember correctly, if she absorbs damage, her gun will deal more damage, which most people don't understand, and they try to run in her in the front line and deal no damage and dies. I find that funny. And then there's Watson. I don't remember her ultimate. Oh, her ultimate is she throws down like a gravity orb, and everyone else can like throw ultimates down in there and do a lot of damage to a team. Basically, suck an enemy team and kill them. And then there's Watson. Watson is a monkey or an ape that just goes ape shit, and that's his ultimate. He literally goes ape shit, just like the cinematic trailer. Watson just outright loses his shit. He's like, oh, and he just goes crazy. He's Roadhog. Anyways, you just remembered it. And Watson, he's got an electrical gun that kind of shocks people. It's a chain gun. You really just point and click with that thing. He's a very easy tank to get into. He leaps around the map. He's got a I don't remember. Does he have a stun? I don't think he has a stun. He has a shield. He has a shield like Reinhardt, except his is a bubble. He puts it on things. You can put it on things like his is all 360 degrees. So just a cone. His is like all 360 degrees. I believe his is weaker than Reinhardt's though. And then there is Roadhog. Roadhog, he is basically Stitches from Heroes of the Storm. He has a grip. He throws a sting, pulls him in, blasts with a shotgun. That one-shot most characters, but again, the stun isn't long enough. He's like McCree. Their stuns are very short. Their stuns are very short. They have like the shortest stuns in the game. Where Reinhardt's got a stun where he knocks you on the ground in 4 seconds. May freezes you in place, which is a stun because you're frozen. And that's she freezes you in place and all that kind of stuff. All that G is, she freezes you in place. All the stuns. The stuns in this game are fine. I think McCreed's and Roadhog stun should be a bit more. Like when Roadhog grips the target, he should keep him gripped for a few seconds. Blast him away at melee is what I heard was his thing. I don't remember. I don't melee a lot in this game because really I'm not a melee class. I'm a range. But melee is like that. Oh shit! But I'm so used to Halo having that auto launch. It's not even funny when I try and melee. Like I'll melee from like 5 feet away and be like, oh, I'm like, uh-oh, I forgot about Halo. So let's go on to. Oh, then there's Diva. Diva is. Well, she's a diva. She's a StarCraft 2 pro character, which I find dumb. Blizzard didn't really give her a backstory that much, but she has like a little mech she walks around in, and it deals very minor damage. It doesn't really soak much damage either. I've watched her like spawn a mech, Mech dies instantly. It's like, well, that's kind of silly. You know, it's like, really? That's kind of lame. Her mech isn't as strong as people thought. But then she does that, her ultimate, where she just comes and she's like, nerf this! And then you LOS it and dodge it. It's like, really? It should be like an explosion effect, an area of effect, where if you're within a certain area of it, it's not going to kill you. But if you're within an area of it, then you die. And then Reinhardt's charge. One shots 90% of most characters, unless it's a tank. Then he pins you, and you just go and meet him and a wall meet, and you're in the middle. You just became part of a Reinhardt sandwich. Quite delicious. Supports. Well, there's Zenyatta, who I love a lot. He's a lot of fun to play. You debuff, buff. You debuff and buff your targets. There's a debuff orb that target takes increased damage. There's your heal, which you heal with. And then you have the debuff orb, which target takes way more damage. His ultimate is a big dick heal AoE that deals a lot. It heals a lot. You become immune, so you can't die during this heal, so you can keep your team up a lot. Then Mercy. There's Mercy, who heals. She has a heal, a damage boost, a little shitty pistol. She's not for damage. She's the true healer of this game right now. I think there's one or more. Lucio is also a very good healer. He doesn't deal very much damage either. But Mercy, she has a heal, and she can revive heroes. So her ultimate is if a multiple of your team is dead, she has a little counter. That's what people you can use. I've seen Mercy res her entire team. Her entire team dies, and she's like, oh, heroes never die, and her whole team is just alive and kicking, which is funny. Another thing about Discord orbs is they cannot go through shields. So if a Reinhardt or a Watson or a Bastion have their shields up, you cannot throw the orb through there. Let's see, other supports. Then there's Samara, who is annoying more than she's. Her support terms are damage and leaving turrets and shielding the team. So basically, she'll shield the team for 50 more health. And yeah, she basically just shields the team and puts these little turrets around that hurt people and blast people and just absolutely truck people. And it's hilarious to be like walk around a corner and it's like fucking 8 lines of turrets just fucking up. You're like, god damn it, you shouldn't have that many turrets. Like 3 or 4 would be fine. But yeah. Then there's Mercy. Oh, there's what's his name? Lucy. Yeah, Lucy. See, there's Hanzo's dragon. See how easy that is to dodge? Like, you're just like, oh, dragon, dodge. So there's Lucio, who he's all about the wubs and the duds. He's a dubstep nerd, and he's a dubstep nerd. His heals are wave based, which is hilarious. His heals are also all passive. His heals are 100% passive. You don't have to worry about it. You can pump up the heals, or you can pump up the speed. You switch in between speed and heals, depending on what you need. Most times you're in heals because you're keeping your team up. And his ultimate's a big shield that decays very quickly. Very quickly. But it's a very big shield. So, but if it decayed slowly, it would be too good. So then there's the offensive main good. Whatever. But now, let's see. I talked about pretty much every class, every hero, whatever you want to call it. But let's talk about the gameplay. The game is very fun to play. At least for me, it's okay. It's not. People praise this game. It's not the best. There's some changes that need to be done to this game before it can be considered an esport. Right now, I'm hoping that when this game comes closer to launch, they add a ranked mode, like they did with heroes. But in ranked mode, you can pick only one champion to team. You can obviously select any champion you want. In the beginning, you're locked into that champion for, I'd say, 2 minutes. So, say you pick, your supports are Zenyatta and your classes like Widowmaker, Zenyatta, Torbjorn, Bastion, and Reinhardt, and something else. You were locked in for that for 2 minutes, and within 2 minutes, or within the beginning of the match, you have 1 minute to pick on what you want. Obviously, against the enemy team's draft system, and within the game, you don't really have to have a draft system. So the game loads in, people pick what characters they want, and then they move on. This Junkrat is a defensive character. I think I did. We'll touch up Junkrat. He's a lot of fun to play. He's a grenade launcher. He's the demo man, except Australian and not Scottish, which is weird. But he, which is actually ironic in a way. So he just, he has a grenade launcher. He has a trap and landmine. A little combo you can do with him is put the trap down, the landmine down. 90% of the time, I get traces with the whole time. I'll find, oh, you're going through here. Okay, trap landmine, and then you'll see it, and then you just set off the landmine, which is hilarious. But anyways, back to gameplay. The gameplay is good. Minus the balance reasons. Obviously, some classes are stronger than others, but that's how a game works. Some are stronger than the others, and some are not. Like, some are weaker. Some of the offense characters could have a little buff, and some of the defensive characters could see just a little bit of a nerf. Healers can be toned down a little bit. It gets pretty ridiculous sometimes, especially Mercy. Let's see. Otherwise, the game it's got its interesting things. It's like a MOBA FPS kind of style game going. Minus the creep or the ads and all that kind of stuff. Minus the weak, minus all the weak ads and stuff like that. Minus the little guys that are there to be there. I have to sneeze. But map design's pretty good. It's not. Some of the maps do have, obviously every map has its cluster area where you simply just can't get past a certain point because the defensive team has a guy with a turret and a Bastion just sitting there going la 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 as they spray away, and there's nothing you can do. You can switch to Reaper. That's the thing about this game. This game is very flexible. You can say they got a Bastion Torbjorn, you can switch to a Reaper, you can switch to a Pharah, jump up in the air, and come in from behind and just blast them away. Switch to a Tracer, run in, blow up the turrets, and run out. And that's what you do. But it's just, crazy. But then again, it just doesn't really matter. Like if they have a ranked mode, like I said before, they should make it where there's no draft system. You pick the character you want at the beginning of the match. So say you start off with a Junkrat, a Roadhog, a Lucio, I almost said Lucaria, a Lucio, a Pharah, and two other characters, or one other character, and your offense. And you have 1 minute to maybe change your selection, or you're stuck with it. And then in the first minute, you are locked. After that minute, you are locked into that character for now, and then say 2 minutes in, or you get like a charge. Like everyone has separate charges of switching characters. So say for instance the enemy team's got a lockdown. You gain a charge, you can switch to another character and go in. Switching on the fly cannot be competitive. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work like that. In my opinion, it doesn't. It can't be competitive. Because you can always just switch to a counter. It's like, oh, there's a Bastion. Well, I'm just going to switch to Reaper and, kill Bastion right away. Just focus Bastion down. And then again, you can just focus Bastion down, send a tank in, have them block the Bastion shields, and have your team behind it, leap in, and just blow them up. And it's as simple as that, really. Or it could be you can switch on the fly. It just depends. They gotta limit you somehow. If in ranked play, they should limit you. They should also limit the number of characters you can have on the team. So for instance, say you can't have double Bastion or triple Bastion. You can only have one Bastion per team. But, some people be like, well, why do they make it like Heroes where you can only have one? Well, the thing is, Heroes of Storm has more options than this game. This game has 21 heroes. Maybe, but Heroes of Storm I think Heroes of Storm might have more now. But yeah. So, in competitive play, you can pick a new character every minute, or you have like a charge and it recharges every minute. Most matches last like 5 minutes. So you could come in like 5 minutes in and be like, oh hey, yeah, that's cool, and all that stuff. But you know, it's like, oh, you know, we have a Bastion. Oh, this team is like triple Reaper. That can't happen in ranked play. If that happens in ranked play, then where's your competitive nature? The top end guys will just switch to counters every time. So like one guy would be looking at the leaderboard of the scoreboard the whole time. That's another thing. They should hide the heroes that you pick in the leaderboard. I mean heroes when they show it because you're stuck as that hero for the rest of the game. But in this game, they should honestly have it hidden in ranked play so you can't see that, say, some guy has switched to a Watson and to leap into combat to beat the shit out of your team because your team is, you know, nicely stacked up. But there's that. But then there's also, you know, you have your defense team and your offense teams. I think some other things about this thing, I'm done talking about esports, but if this game becomes a successful esports, then it'd be great. That would be cool to see. I think this game would be a lot of fun to watch. It's a lot of fun to play, at least in my opinion. I struggle at moments where things are just outright broken, and I believe Blizzard will fix it. I have all hopes Blizzard will fix it. Blizzard has fixed their games in the past. Heroes of the Storm wasn't very fun back in the early alpha, beta, but closer to launch, they made improvements in it. The game was a lot of fun, and I enjoy playing heroes, especially with Cho'Gall now. I got to play. We played him a couple times, and it was hilarious. That's just one of those things. He wouldn't work in competitive mode, I guess. Maybe. He's very hard to pick in competitive mode, but yeah. So what else is to talk about? Map design, you know, every map is very good. The 3 maps that you get to play really don't have major chokehold points, except for right now. We're holding the team back here because we have a Bastion and a Torbjorn here hanging out. See, again, you saw like a Watson like just leap in and put his little shield down and hold the point, but he failed to defend it because his team came in and too late. They came in just too late. Like, that's another thing. You have to work together as a team. This is a team-based game. There is no, 5v1 shit. Just like here's the Storm. It's a team-based game. It's not like League or other games, or like Dota, where your team can be there to feed like a certain champion. So you know, because you have ultimates, a lot of people use their ultimates as soon as they get it. Personally, I like to save mine for those moments, those clutch moments where I can kind of see it. Like with Lucio there, we were pushing in, I dropped my ult, and we took no damage, and we saved the day, which was pretty cool. And again, there's a monkey jumping in and just beating the living shit out of me. He's just like, oh, that's his thing though. It's crazy. This game can get hectic at times. A lot of things are cool. Lucio's, you got the power. Like, I've been enjoying support in this game, because the support in this game could deal damage and heals. Some supports deal damage and heal at the same time. Lucio and Zenyatta are the same way, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so my final thoughts are, it's good now, it can be better in the future. Now, let's talk about the price points while this video is coming to an end. The price point, $60. I'm not going to consider the $40 one. If you have people that are like, oh, but it's $40 on PC. Only on PC. Now, will Blizzard bring the $40 to console? Who knows? But they should. It should be $40. It is $60 because you get 5 skins. You get all this stuff. It's $60 for all these skins you get and all the extra stuff you get on the PC version. The $40 should be on console. And the 5 skins should be included. But who knows? That's how they've priced it. It's going to be priced like that from now on. The pricing won't change at all. I could be wrong. It could change again. But again, this is all beta, so this is all acceptable change. And if big major changes come and I'm in the actual beta or I get another weekend stress test, I'll make another video on my opinions on it. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like it, please comment.